just gonna be, I'm gonna throw a catcher or not. Oh, I forgot to clean the screen. Cleaner? Yeah, it looks clean. I want to clean the back camera too, just in case. Just in case we use it. Turn the camera around when people want to see the van. Cleaned. Cool. Howdy. I'm doing alright. We gotta meet up with a fellow follower who's been following me for quite a while. They got hobos on treats, gave Les and me a tip, and hung out with them and talked about life in Colorado and all kinds of stuff. Howdy, howdy. So it was nice. Good day. Alrighty. Gotta meet a fellow chatter, follower, friend. It was fun. Yeah, it was awesome. I felt real bad because I was trying to meet up with her for a few days. I was going to try to go out and get coffee with her, but I was going to have one of my brothers watch Hobo, and it just seemed to not be aligning exactly when we wanted to. Because my little brother, he hurt his hand, but he still goes and works out. And he doesn't really have a place to watch Hobo. My other little brother has been hanging out with his girlfriend, so I haven't seen him that much. And I don't want to. I'm not going to, unless I could pay him, I'm not going to be like, hey, you're hanging out with your girlfriend having a good time. You want to watch my dog? You know? So I've been having trouble trying to find a good time to meet up with her, but we found out a good time. I was like, hey, Les is going to be playing outside of this Dollar Junior if you want to come out and say hi to us there. And we did that, and that was fun. But yeah, it's been a good day. I mean, TikTok's still restricting me randomly, so that's annoying. But, you know, I've kind of just come to terms with it. We're going to work around it. It'll either fix itself and, you know, I'll still be going back over there, or I'll have to change stuff up a little bit. Either way, we'll figure it out, you know. I'm not sure. My phone's gonna overheat. Well, howdy from Italy. Oh, it is overheating. Ugh. So I'm trying to get this fan on my phone. It's gonna be quite annoying. It's a tattoo on my face. I do apologize for this annoying fan sound. But my phone is overheating, so I do have to let her cool down. Car? It's a van. It's a van wagon. If you are new here, howdy. My name's RailcarRosie, the freight train riding cowgirl. I've been hitchhiking and hopping trains around the United States for about 8 years now. I now live in this van when I'm not hitchhiking and hopping trains around the United States. I do watercolor paintings, pin-up modeling, and burlesque dancing. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I'll answer to the best of my abilities. Feel free to subscribe to see some more. When my fan stopped working. Oh, that's because this is dead. Boo! I'm not a big breakfast person, you know? I don't eat a lot of breakfast, to be honest with you. Other portable chargers in here. Hold up a second. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like old Western and folk and vintage clothing in general. Definitely like the Western stuff a little bit more, but I like vintage clothing in general. If y'all ever want me to take a look, if you ever want me to pull out some of my clothing and show you guys if you haven't seen it. Let me know. I can pull some out. This is 0. That's great. Don't tell me everything is deaded. Oh. All of the portable chargers. Come on. Okay. Got 2 here that I'll use. These 2. Okay. I just don't know how I'm gonna hang this up here for my fan to be cooling down. This doesn't have a strap or nothing. Anyway. My tattoo. It's a tattoo on my face. Alright, the fan's gone, but I don't know where to hang it. Will it just sit there? No. Oh boy. Oh, I could use a pouch. Sorry. Listen. The stream can't go on unless I fix this problem right now. And it is that my phone is overheating. So I'm trying to find a little bag to hang on the side here. Here we go. This will work. Slip her in here. Oh, is it not going to stay in here? It's a science. Yeah, we travel with the van a lot. It's like a part-time thing with traveling in the van and traveling by foot. So, just depends on what I am doing with my career and or my boyfriend. But yeah, we travel in the van and via backpack. We traveled in it all winter. And now we're giving her a break in May. Am I married? I am not. It's a tattoo on my face. It is a tattoo on the face. Oh, all these cords need to go back. Yeah, I appreciate any of the questions you guys have about my journey and what I do. Feel free to ask. I know it is YouTube, so I'm going to say try to be kind. But I know we are on YouTube right now, on live, so I don't know if that's on deaf ears, but, you know, might as well. I don't want to say it, you know. Alright. Trying to get them all tangled up in here, you know. Definitely not Amish. An Amish person couldn't do anything that I am doing. They couldn't be on this phone. They couldn't be living in a van. They couldn't be dressed in any of the clothing I am dressed in right now. She would have to have a bonnet on her head. She would not be able to wear these clothes. Alright. There we go. I didn't know this was not... It's my favorite portable charger, and it's not charged. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like my style. Now, it weirds out some people. Some people don't understand it. But, you know, one of my favorite things to say is it's not other people's journey to understand, it's yours. So as long as you're not harming anyone else or yourself, you enjoy that journey, you know? Thank you. I appreciate it. They'll travel and they'll do it to you. I am not Jewish. I don't know how I'd look Jewish, but I am not. Oh yeah, it's TikTok. They have all that fucking propaganda on here. I forgot. Or TikTok, it's YouTube. It's one of those places they've got the most propaganda. No, it's not an RV. It's a van. It's just a van wagon. If you guys want to see the van, let me know. I gotta wait for the phone to cool down, then I can show you the van. I am not married. I am not alone. I have traveled by myself. I still do travel by myself at times. Not in the van. I travel by foot by myself sometimes. But I travel with my lovely boyfriend and my dog. But sometimes I still travel alone. Just depending on what my boyfriend's doing, all that stuff. I am not a cowgirl. I'm a hobo. I just like Western and folk stuff. I'm not opposed to doing some cattle ranching, you know, sometime in my life, but I have not done it yet. Railcar Rosie, the freight train riding cowgirl, is part of my pinup persona. I do pinup modeling, and so that's part of it. But I am a hobo. I have hitchhiked and hopped trains ever since I was 18 years old. Nice cabin? Someday. My dream is to make an ambulance into somewhat like an off-grid cabin-ish thing. That's a big dream of mine someday. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I will. I've had a safe trip ever, 8 years I've been on the road. Almost 9 years in May. But yeah, I'll show the van if y'all want to see. Am I bad? Yeah. I don't listen to a lot of people's rules. I piss good people off because I don't sugarcoat shit, I would say, to a degree. I don't like Trump. People hate that on this app. Woo! Well, all I have to say is I don't like Trump, and then you'll have 20 go Trump people in the chat, I swear. So sure, you can call me a bad lady if you want. See? I knew it! Wow! Isn't that crazy? All you gotta do is say I don't like Trump, and you'll have like 20 people in your chat being little parrots. Go Trump! Go Trump! Go Trump! It's an experiment I do now. It's all I gotta do. All you gotta do is say it. You don't gotta repeat it. We heard it the first time. It's a Dodge Ram 1999. It's a little experiment I do. YouTube is like just coated in Trump supporters. Or like, I don't know if they're like just chronically online on YouTube. I don't know. But all I have to say is I don't like Trump, and I'll have like tons of people in the comments just saying go Trump. Nothing else, just go Trump. That's all they'll say. I don't know what that's supposed to accomplish, but I guess they're just showing their ungratified dedication to a man. What does the tattoo say? It doesn't say anything at all. Well, I love that. I love that. Yes. Yes. Actually, I was just talking about that. There's a lady I was watching on here, and she was showing me how to do that bandana on your head. That was in that iconic picture, or poster of her doing this. Love it. See, another one. Another go Trumper. Isn't that crazy? You just can say Trump and they'll just be like, yay! Yay! Yeah, he started wars, and he said that he doesn't start wars, and he also is just a hateful person, and then he's also been in the Epstein files. But yeah, go Trump, sure, whatever. I don't really want to have a conversation with you guys. I'm sorry. I just don't really want to. I already know all your talking points. It's the same thing over and over again, and I don't want that. I don't want that. But at least I know that you guys are here. All I have to do is say I don't like Trump, and you'll flock to defend the guy. That's not cult-like or anything. Old man, or you talk about Trump? Because he is old. He's just as old as Biden. They're both old. I don't like either of them. They both suck. They're both old geezers, and I think they both suck. And I don't like either of them, to be honest with you. But anyway, I hope you're having a good day today. Do I partake in the devil's lettuce? I do. That's a good comment. There's normal people in the chat. But yeah, this is not an RV. It's just a Dodge Ram 1999. We are in lovely Colorado at the moment. We just came from Arizona. Who do I want to see as the president? I don't have an exact, person in mind. Because none of the people that I would want, like, ideals, are shown. Because they want Democrat, Republican. That's what they want. Like, that's all that we get to choose from. I don't want either of those. And so there are ideals that I would like to see in a person for president but we won't see those because we have a two-party system that's a one-party system. You know what I mean? So there's really nobody I can say. Bernie had some great ideas. Definitely far from a perfect person that would help us with things, for sure. But the closest to, like, what I would want to see in a president, to be honest with you. But we don't need to talk about that. It's a tattoo on my face. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Give us an idea. It would definitely be someone with more of a social, communist ideals. I know, shaking your little boots, all the people, when I said communist. Woo, scary! But yeah, it would definitely be more of a workers' rights, a person who cared about workers' rights and not profit of billionaires. So someone who didn't have more interest in billionaires and more interest in the people than billionaires, right? That's a little bit of an idea of it. But yeah, I didn't think we were going to go on that. I was just... Yeah. It's a tattoo on my face, y'all. Howdy! How y'all doing today? Is this Colorado weather just... Oh, this dry climate. I know. Someone told me to give you Benadryl. Someone told me to give you a half of a Benadryl. So that might help. I'm going to look that up and see if I should. It might help if it's itching. They say they had a dog that was itchy. Here is a dog on my bed. I live in a van that has sand on it, so I don't really say no dogs on bed. Personally, it'd be silly. What color? The van? What's the van's color? The color of the van is white. It's not cream. The inside's cream colored, for sure. It would help Willie. Then I'll try to do that for sure. Definitely try to do that. Listen, there are a lot of live streams out there that love debating stuff. This isn't one of them. This is an art live stream. I've plainly said that I like workers' rights and I don't like Trump. That's all I need to say about that. Amish people couldn't be doing anything that I am doing right now. Is that fan still really loud behind you guys? I'm gonna unplug it for a second. I don't know if it's still overheating. It's not. Okay. Whee! Okay. Make sure. It's a tattoo on my face. No, it's not an RV. It's a van. Y'all want to go look at the van? Take the fan off. No, not a diesel. If I get an ambulance, that'll probably be a diesel. I'd rather have a gas. I know that, so diesels are better on your engine and stuff. So in the long run, it is better to have a diesel engine. It's just expensive, so I don't know. If we get an ambulance, it might be a diesel. It might be, but who knows? That's a long time in the future. But no, this is just gas. It's a gas Dodge Ram 1999. It's a tattoo on my face, yes. Flip, you want to see the van? I do. His name's Les Blackwell. He's a musician. He's pretty awesome. That's cool. That means you don't have to be here either. Isn't that crazy? If you get bored of something and you don't want to be there, you don't got to be there. I didn't know if you know that, but you don't have to be seeing stuff you don't like. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, this is the van. It's a trash can, water jugs, some tubs over here. We got the dog. Eventually, you want to get a kennel under there so we can kennel the dog, because I want a tattoo on my face, and I wanted it, so I got it. A lot of people do that. The bed's a little a mess because I cleared the pillows out of the way. But yeah. Yes, he lives with me. I still travel by myself every now and then. But for the most part, it's me and him. And the dog. Very cozy little van, you know. I know, right? It's even a little warm in the van. That dog's just like, just toasting away. Toasting, sleeping away. He's happy about it. I do. I part-time live in this van, and I part-time hitchhike and hop trains, and it's a tattoo on my face. Why do I live in a van? Because I like traveling. There's a lot of different reasons. Obviously, economy is not great. There's a lot of people who can't afford to barely live, and pay rent for places. So that's a little bit of it. But the big thing is I just love traveling. I love being outside and seeing new places and being in new places. But a big reason we got the van is because I was hitchhiking, hopping trains around the United States. I was with my boyfriend. He's a musician. We decided that we wanted something a little bit more stable, so we could get to point A to point B a little bit faster. So we got the van so that we can get to shows for him on time. I can do larger paintings. I'm a watercolor artist. Just a little bit more space, a little bit more of a stable place for us to be while we're traveling. So that's a big reason why we got the van. I mean, if that's what you want to think, but there are a lot of people who are working more than one job who can't pay rent because shit's expensive. But if you're privileged enough to not think things are expensive, I would check the privilege you have. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. That'd be fun. No, not Amtrak's, like freight trains. I'm a hobo, so freight trains. That's what I did before I lived in this van. That's what I do when I'm not living in this van now. We're about to park the van in May and go hitchhike and hop trains. It's a tattoo on my face. I don't know who you are. I don't shout out people I don't know. It's not a wig. It's called a hairnet. And when you were doing vintage hairstyles back in the day, you would put your hair in a hairnet if you didn't want to style it. If you were doing something like, working at a factory, you would put your hair in a hairnet. And today, I didn't want to do my hair, so I put my hair in a hairnet. That's what it is. That comes right out. There we go. There's those little messy curls that I could have done something with, but I decided not to today. Now you can also use a snood. A snood is a hairnet, but it's crocheted. I'll put it back in there because I don't want it in my face. Which is a big reason why I did that. It's because I didn't want it in my face and I just wanted it out. Another reason why women back then did it as well. You didn't want your hair getting stuck in any of the machines or in your way while you were working. So you put it in the hairnet. Oh, nice! Be careful with the graffitiing on trains. You'll get us hobos caught. Nah, a lot of people I've ever met who do graffitiing on trains, I've never seen. I've done a lot of, being in yards and waiting for freight trains, and I barely ever see y'all. Y'all are sneaky out there. Howdy. I've got a job. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate your concern about my life, but I already have a job. I'm actually my own boss. Howdy, how you doing? Cause dollar ain't a dollar anymore. Alright, there we go. Check the fan. Okay, we're not overheating. Gotta keep checking, make sure we're not overheating. Do I go to church? I'm personally not Christian or religious, but I don't have any problem with anyone who is religious as long as they don't use the religion for hate and don't push it down people's throat. Other than that, I don't really mind at all. Yeah, it's normal. As a person who's been traveling around the United States for 8 years, almost 9 years now, it's something you'll be heard no matter what. You could have 2 jobs, you could stop by a town, get a labor job for just like helping someone put up a fence, and also you're helping someone trim some vegetables or something on their farm, and you're walking down the street with your backpack, you're going to your next work, you could still hear someone scream at you, get a job. At the end of the day, these people don't care to hear your story. They don't care to even hear if you have a job. They just want to portray their feelings and how they think you are onto you, even if that has nothing to do with you. You know, and the internet doesn't help, you know, for sure. What made me start hopping trains? I have severe dyslexia, and I also have bipolar disorder and some other mental health issues, and it felt like I wasn't meant for this world. A lot of jobs are very fast-paced, reading, writing, math, a lot of things that I struggled on, and I constantly was going very slow at jobs, no matter how fast I worked, and I felt bad for, you know, making people, you know, get behind in what they were doing. And I felt really bad, and eventually I found somebody who was hitchhiking, and I was not feeling well mentally, and I left, and I started hitchhiking, hopping trains, and starting my own business, and I finally felt like I had a place in my life, and so I'm happy, and so at the end of the day, that makes me happy, and I'm not, you know, hurting or doing any damage to anyone else. So that's what started me on my journey down the road. It is a tattoo on my face. Thank you. I'm surprised you've seen all the freckles. My mom has freckles, and her freckles faded when she got older. And as a kid, I always hid my freckles with foundation. And then people started drawing their freckles on their face. So the same, you know, I don't know, maybe a year I was growing up, it was flawless faces. You wanted to be perfect, you know, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, a few months pass, and there's people putting freckles on their face. And I was very confused as a teenager. I was like, wait a minute. Am I supposed to hide these? Or now people are drawing these on? And so it made me really confused. Now I love my freckles. They're just a part of me. And now I don't want them to fade away. Now I want them to stay on my face, you know? Yeah, now I definitely don't mind it, but it was something that was very confusing as a teenager. I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh, nice. Yeah, ours is a van. It does look like a bus. A lot of people are like, is that an RV? Is that a bus? Because we have, like, features that a bus would have. But it was just a shuttle van. And so they just decided to add stuff that a bus would have in it. Like, we have an emergency hatch. We have a bus AC that doesn't work. We have one of those hatches in the front that opens up the door. Howdy from Australia. Oh, I don't. I do love Patsy Cline. I love Patsy Cline. I love Patsy Montana as well. Not related, although there was a time in my life I did think they were related for some reason. But yeah, I love Patsy Cline. I love Patsy Montana as well. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. My lovely friend Les Blackwell, my lovely boyfriend, that's what I meant. Les Blackwell, he got to perform on Loretta Lynn's ranch. It wasn't like on a big stage or anything, but it was on like in a little cabin. I think it was an old church or old school that they got to perform in. It was really cool, really nice time. I enjoyed it. Me too. I'm a big oldies person too. I love newer music too. There are a lot of folk musicians and country musicians nowadays that I do like as well, but I definitely like the oldies as well for sure. No, we are not on a train right now. Right now I'm living in my van. But yeah, if y'all, it's a tattoo on my face. If y'all want to see any of my art in my bio, I do have a link tree. The first link that you'll see up there is my artwork. I'll scan just through 3 photos for you to take a look at now. And then I'll show you some of my pinup stuff as well. It's dry. My throat's drying out, y'all. Here we go. Nice. Yeah, this is a Dodge Ram 1999. Oops. I forgot I sold the painting right there. Oh, you're fine. If you just hear me, like, if I sound kind of cranky when I say it's a tattoo on my face, I get asked it a lot. Some people know it's a tattoo and then are just mean about it. So if I sound cranky, it's not like I'm cranky at you. I'm just saying it so people know, you know. Just trying to repeat myself a little bit. Thank you. Ooh, Montana is beautiful. It's been a long time since I've been to Montana. I'd love to go back again. I have a friend that stays up there who's a traveler. His family lives up there, and so he'll go up there and work on his bus. So he travels by freight and has a bus himself as well. But his bus's transmission has gone out a long time ago, so he's been spending about almost 2 years trying to get that money for the new transmission in that thing. It doesn't say anything. It is a wave into a sun, and then it has dots on it. If you want to learn more about the tattoo, you can go to RailcarRosieart on my TikTok, and then there's a video right below the bio that says what's on my face, and I'll tell you everything about my tattoo if you want to learn more about the tattoo. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You want to come say hi to everyone, Hobo? No? Okay. No fun. Do I have more paintings? Yes, I have more paintings. If you go over to RailcarRosieart. Oh, more tattoos. Sorry. RailcarRosieart. I'm going to finish my thought, but I do not have more tattoos. This is the only tattoo on my face. This is the only tattoo I have. But more paintings. You just got to go to my bio. You'll see that link tree right there. I got to show you guys the pinup stuff. Oh dear, cops. But yeah, these are some of my pinup pictures. I have 5 of, well actually I think I only have 3 of each now. 3 of these ones, and 3 of these ones, and then they all are gonna have a little written message on it. These ones I'm gonna ship out. I'll have a written message. Railcar Rosie, my name, and then that person's name underneath it. Oop, I didn't put that with those. I need to ship them out. Not tomorrow, but on Friday, so I get the labels printed out. It's called a pinup pose. Pinup ladies did a lot of poses to keep their body length and their legs long. It's a very common thing back then. You can go over to RailcarRosieart on my, sorry. You go to RailcarRosieart is my page, and I was thinking about my TikTok. I'm not on TikTok right now. Anyway, sorry. Rewind. Go back. In my bio, you'll see a link. You just click on that link, and then you'll see the first link in that link tree will be my website. You click on that. Or you can just type in RailcarRosieart.com into your search engine. But you can go to my bio right here. There's was it description? Description, sorry. TikTok has the bio right here. It has the description. So you can put a link in the description here. Anyway, link in the description. You just click on that link in the description, and it'll take you to my link tree. The first link that you'll see will be my website. Go over there. But yeah, there's only 3 left of each photo. It's only 3 of each photo. I was originally selling them on Patreon, but Patreon apparently has this a terrible way to like sell paintings to sell things in general. So I couldn't get like the addresses and everything right. So originally I was just like, all right, well, we're just gonna have it for everybody. You know what I mean? I didn't want. Sorry, I need to spill. I need to pour out some of this drink soda here. Get myself some water. I think I have a soda over here. Anyway, keep asking me questions if you want. I'll be right back in a second. I just needed to grab these drinks and a snack over here. Can you hear the music playing in the background, y'all? I tried to make it really quiet because TikTok or YouTube doesn't technically allow music. Where the hell? Ouch. Sorry, I've lost everything apparently. I will be back though. For anyone who will still be there, sorry. Damn it. Let's clean up this. Spilled some coffee on the ground this morning. Oh, I forgot I used that for the windows. This is a window cleaner. Anyways. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. That is done. Grab my applesauce. Found it. I could not find that applesauce. Damn it. Anywhere. Ooh, it's getting toasty in here today. Oh. Tuck my shirt in again. Purse. Whew. The fan pointing on me now. Alright. I knew it fell on the ground, but where? Oh, it's right here. Ugh. Trying to eat something throughout the day, you know. Discount applesauce. It is a real job. People consume art all the time. That's why we have apps like this. That's why we have apps like TikTok and stuff. And so many other things to get art out there. That's why we have movies. Art is a real job. But I don't need you to think that. If you don't want to think art's a real job, that's fine. You're not someone that I'm going to be trying to sell my art to, you know. You're not going to be someone who is going to be appreciating of what I do. Oh, you're a tattoo artist? Yeah, you know how it is then. My friend is a tattoo artist. I have a friend, her name's Heather, and she's a tattoo artist. She's an amazing tattoo artist. She does a lot of, like, mythical creatures a lot of the time. And we have a lot of people out there that, they'll shame artists when they're not making a bunch of money. And they'll call them, oh, you're not a real artist. You're not a real artist. And this happens to do with art in general. It could do music, it could do sculptures, it could be painting on walls, it could be any kind of art form, because there's so many types of different art form out there. Books, writing. And until you have money to to show towards your art that you're, oh, I get money to pay for this house and this and that, then those words of your job's not a real job start to fade out into the distance, like a dust in the wind. But yeah, as an artist is one of the things that you just have to, hear a lot of people saying. You just have to blank it out of your brain, because at the end of the day, what you're doing is a job. The work that you put into it. The cash you're getting back from the art that you're creating. Don't let anyone else tell you your art isn't a real job. It's not their art. They're creating. You're creating the art. They're not the ones purchasing the art. You have people who enjoy it who are purchasing it. It should be the first. So you need to go to shop. All right. So some people will go to my website and they won't click on the little 3 bars up there. You have to click on the little bars up there and then go to shop. And it should be the first one you see. But you have to go to shop. Eating applesauce, my discount applesauce. I'm living in a van. I part-time live in a van. I part-time hitchhike and hop trains around the United States. I do have Instagram, RailcarRosieart. If you just go to my link tree in my bio, my Instagram should be there. But yeah, I have all of them. I'm on everything. TikTok, Instagram, Patreon. You can find me anywhere. Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think every artist's journey is different. You know what I mean? I think there are artists who choose, hey, I just want to put all my focus into this art, and there are artists who are like, hey, I kind of want to work this job and then put money back for my art. Every artist's journey is different. So I would never shame anybody if they're like, hey, I do this job and then I do my art on the side. Like I said, everybody's artist journey is different, and as long as the journey towards you creating what you want to create, I'm happy with it. You're not hurting anyone else. You're enjoying what you do with your life and creating. A win for me. I do watercolor paintings and pinup modeling. It should show up. Yeah, it should show up. Howdy from Brazil. We've had a lot of different people, and UK. Well, hello. I'm glad to see a lot of different people in here. We were just talking about TikTok. I'm getting restricted for being on TikTok. Just randomly, I'll get restricted. It's a bug in the system, and a lot of people are leaving TikTok because of this bug and other reasons. But yeah, I'm over here now because of TikTok doing that. And one of the things that I thought I was going to miss the most is having people from different countries. I love having people from Australia, from the UK, from Brazil, from all over the place in my lives. I just enjoy it so much. So I'm glad to see that there are some other people in here other than the US. Makes me happy. This is the real Abby the Spoon Lady, yes. I lived with her to get this van. She helps transients and hobos. Are you real, Abby? I don't know. I think my phone's overheating again. I need to plug it in. Oh, this song is playing. Yay! I've been listening to the Sons of the Pioneers and Roy Rogers and watching his movies a lot recently. It is still very Hollywood, Western, but I've always loved Roy Rogers harmonizing with the Sons of the Pistons. I think they just have an amazing sound together. Sorry about the loud, obnoxious fan that's going to be behind you guys. It just has to happen. It's my phone. They're so good. I love them. They're very harmonizing, and they're very funny in the movies. Super funny characters. I love them. They're really, really humorous. I think that was one of the things that led me out of the, Gene Autry. I tried to watch Gene Autry movies. I just didn't like them the same. And, you know, my grandpa, I was talking to my grandpa, he was over here a few days ago, and he was like, yeah, it's just not the same producers. And it's crazy how, like, back then, and I'm sure it still does, I don't watch as many movies, like modern movies, as I do old movies. But it just seemed like it was such a drastic change from directors, from movies. Like, so crazy. If it was produced by this place, and then this other movie from this place was produced by this place, the feeling of the movie is just drastically different. It's crazy. And also back then, if they paid you, so if that place paid you as an actor, you had to stay with them. Like, it was a contract for like years to come. You were binded to that place, which is crazy. Ouch. Abby taught me a lot about like different stuff back then with the movies. And man, so interesting. Listen, there's not proof that I have ADHD yet. I don't have enough money to get therapy and diagnosed with ADHD. It's a possibility, but I don't know. All I know is I have bipolar disorder. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder when I was a young teen. But I have bipolar disorder, and then I also have major dyslexia. So those are the only things I really know I have. But I am scatterbrained. But that could be another reason. A lot of different reasons. Who knows? Yeah, actors didn't make a lot of money. And it's interesting, like I was just saying, about how they had to stay with that company. It's crazy. Yeah, I can't imagine. And like, I know it's like there are actors that make a good amount of money nowadays, but even now they do things so they don't have to pay them for certain things, you know. That's why the actors had to go on strike. Was it last year, I believe? Pretty sure. Oh. Trying to read back to the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Sometimes I feel like when I read our YouTube live stream comments, I feel like I'm reading a fever dream. Which today is not too bad, you know? Yeah, there was one, oh my gosh. There's a movie we watched. And I think it was about a banker guy. Or not about a banker guy, but the daughter was was a daughter to a banker. And then the guy was a banker. And she wanted to marry the son of the banker. And I can't remember his name of an actor. It starts with a G. It's like G-I something. Anyway, he's a really good actor. I wish I could remember his name. Abby is awesome. Yeah, I manage with my bipolar, you know. Devil's Lettuce helps a lot. Thank you for the truth. He also played in this movie called Friday something. Friday, I can't remember, but it's about a newspaper. I can't remember anything right now, apparently. But it's about a newspaper, and his wife is trying to come back and get divorced. And she ends up getting married with him again and going back into the newspaper role. And it's really cool. It's a cute movie. It is a possibility. I definitely don't want to say I have ADHD until I get diagnosed. So, until I can actually go to somewhere and then be like, yeah, you got ADHD. I always say it's a possibility, you know. Thank you. I want to do more burlesque. I just don't have time from traveling around the United States. I can't always find places to practice routines down. So I don't do burlesque as much as I do pinup. But it is something that when I have more time, I would like to dive more into and create more skits and stuff for. I think it's very fun. Well, thank you. You're awesome for being here, y'all. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like the red. I usually wear lots of browns and neutral colors. Being on the road, you want something that doesn't show up a lot of dirt. But I really liked this shirt, and I got it for $12. So, I mean, why not, right? I'm in Colorado at the moment. I'm actually from Colorado, too. My lovely boyfriend, he has a show here in Colorado. He has 2 shows here in Colorado at the end of April, and then 2 shows in May, at the beginning of May. So we're sticking around Colorado until May. We're going to do a lot of camping in Colorado, go out, and I think I want to try to find some ghost towns. And in Arizona, I found a movie set that was an Old West movie set, and you could go there for $15 and just stay as long as you want, take pictures there. So I went there and we took some pictures, and it was really fun. So I'm going to try to see if I can find something like that here as well. But that's the plan. That is the plan. Ooh, we love Tennessee. Les, my boyfriend, was raised half in Tennessee and half in Georgia. So he spent a lot of time in Georgia and Tennessee. And singer-songwriter, Abby. Don't forget to tell him that. Yeah, so Abby, was I able to pin it? Did I pin it? Did I ruin it? What did I do, Abby? It's Les Blackwell. It's weird. It pins. Can you guys see it down there? That's weird. I've never spent enough time in Virginia. He's famous. Les Blackwell, the country cowboy famous guy. That guy. But yeah, that's my boyfriend. He's awesome. Y'all should go check him out. It's a tattoo on my face. Yeah. It's a wave and a sun. Amish person couldn't be doing anything I'm doing right now. They couldn't be on the phone. They couldn't be wearing anything I am wearing. Can y'all hear the music? I put music on in the background really quietly, so I wouldn't get copyright stricken. Because I have like an addiction to listening to music, I guess, when I'm live. And it was on discount. I got it for like $2, a whole set of it. It's like $2.80 for a whole pack of applesauce. You know, right? Les Blackwell, he's on TikTok. He's on TikTok right now. He's not being restricted, so I can't be on TikTok. I'm getting restricted the first 5 minutes I go on. There's a bug on TikTok and whatnot, so I'm having to figure some other things out at the moment, but he's over there right now because he's not getting restricted, so Les Blackwell. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate any of y'all for, like, the kind, beautiful thoughts and comments you are having. Because YouTube can be a brutal place to go live sometimes. For me, there are times I'll be live and there's, like, 2 people who like me in the live and the rest of the people hate me to death. So, it's nice to have some nice comments to read. I appreciate y'all. Well, thank you. Fuck AI. It can go die in a hole for all I care. Especially, like, generative AI shit, you know? Particularly. Well, we should start saying new age AI. I'm not talking about the systems that help farmers do agriculture. I'm talking about the dumbass people who can't think for themselves anymore and call AI art. That's the AI art, or the AI shit that can go, yeah, implode on itself somewhere. Thank you. I like my freckles too. We were just talking about them. just me. You know, last night I was actually talking to my little brother, and he's a 20-year-old, and I've talked to like 30-year-olds and people older than him, and he said, I don't know why it's so hard not to just let kids be kids. Just let them be. Like, don't pressure them to be anything. Just let them choose their colors and let them choose that. And just let them grow up as children. And I was like, it's interesting. My own little brother can comprehend stuff like that, but I can't even talk to full-grown adults about that stuff without them fuming out the ears, you know? Getting red. Yeah, I think that is a big thing with YouTube, which I've come to realize this is one of those things where it's like you could get on a live on YouTube and your whole life just be assholes, but then you could go live an hour later and then you just get normal people in your live, 2 assholes, you know? But yeah, it's definitely a gamble over here with people. Yes, I have freckles, and I also have a tattoo right here as well. I'm gonna unpin this. Unpin message. I don't know why it pins right there. It's kind of a weird place to pin it. You know what I mean? I think. Yeah, well, online in particularly, it's a place where people don't have to, like, get actual consequences for their actions. If you're an asshole in public, and there's a bunch of people around here, and you just start picking on someone for no reason, you know, you're gonna have people start looking at you. You're gonna have people start being like, "Hey, why are you being an asshole to this person?" You know, you get actual real life consequences. But online, you just get to spew out whatever you want. You know, you don't gotta think about it. You don't have to articulate it. For a lot of people, that feels good. You know, therapy is not cheap for a lot of people out here. A lot of people can't afford therapy, and so their therapy is doom scrolling online and just spewing whatever comes to their mind out in the comments, you know? And so unfortunately it's just like a thing that you kind of have to get used to while being online, you know? I'm gonna be me. I don't really need to be anything anybody else tells me what to do. I'm just gonna be who I want to be. It's funny because you have guys out there who will see me, and I know it's one of those trolly kind of things. Also, people who just watch a little bit too much of that red pill shit. They'll be like, you need to be more feminine. You need to be more like that. And I do pinup modeling. I literally do pinup modeling. But the thing with me is, like, I love to be very masculine, and then I love to be very feminine for an hour. An hour. I like to put my makeup on, I like to do my hair, and then I like to take it the fuck off of my face, and take my hair out, and lay down, and just relax. You know? And that's just how I like to live my life, personally. Yeah, what do they say? You can only be your best you. I mean, you also don't have to like me with makeup on. You don't have to like me with makeup on. You don't have to like me without makeup on. You don't have to like me with my hair done. Because at the end of the day, when I create my art, when I create my modeling, it's for me. And then if people happen to like my modeling and my art that I like, that's cool. But I'm not like making sure that everybody likes how I dress or how I do my makeup, you know? At the end of the day, it is for me. And if people like it too, then that's cool, you know? I will. I've been myself for a very long time now, I'd say. I turned, I think even a little bit before 18, around 17, I was getting into just being me. just being my own self. A little too much work to please everybody, y'all. I'm just gonna please myself. Absolutely. I love my pinup too. That's why I do it. That's why I do my pinup. I'm gonna button these buttons up. Looks a little bit better with it all the way buttoned. You know what's funny? My boyfriend asked me that question, I feel like, monthly. About the ducks and the horses. What did I say last time? I think I said ducks. I think I said ducks last time. I'm gonna go ducks again. I don't have a favorite place to visit, per se. I get the question a lot. Wherever the temperature at that time is decent in the country, and the people are accepting of, travelers, nomadic people. Because not everywhere around the United States really likes us. So it's not very fun to be in those places where you're going to have a cop constantly knocking on your door, or people constantly looking at you like you're the scum of the earth, you know? So it's not fun to be in those places in particular. I love my mountains. I love my trees. So I really love the Rockies. I love the Ozarks. Blue Ridge Mountains, and the Appalachian Mountains. All those kinds of places are some of my favorites. But I also love the desert, and I love the swamp, and all that stuff. I just like those in smaller doses than the mountains, you know. I think they all have their ups and downs, though, at the end of the day. I do have a pet. He's under the bed right now. He's relaxing. It's a little hot. Oh, hobo? Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to move. But I'll show you. Oh, it's stuck on there. Look at that side eye. Oh, my jungle? Yes, I do love the jungle. I love the jungle, too. Kansas isn't my favorite spot in the world, or in the United States. It is beautiful. I love Kansas. It's one of those doses places, too, though. Kind of like Arizona. I'm a week there, unless I'm at the jungle. I can spend weeks at the jungle. But anywhere else in Kansas, or at Abby's. But anywhere else in Kansas, I spend over 2 weeks or a week there. I'm like, I need some trees and green. But I do love the hobo jungle. I love the jungle. I built a jungle by the tracks, for those who are probably confused. Not like lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. But a hobo jungle, which I have a video about it, is a place where hobos would make shacks, little campments by the rails to wait for a train to go by, or, you know, stay and wait for work in town. And I built one out of trash in the jungles. And you can see it in the video. Howdy from UK. Well, I don't know about that. There are a lot of ladies who would have worn this clothing who would have been in the West, and they would have been helping the husband brand the cattle, put up the fence, and they would have also been cleaning the house and doing that. It's a very fun thing that a lot of people don't understand about Western culture with females back in the days. They thought all the women were only in the kitchen all the time, but the thing is that women couldn't be just in the kitchen all the time in the West. They had to be out helping their husband and doing stuff. A lot of the times, the kids, the mom, like everybody was doing something on the property because it needed to be done. Just needed to be done. No, it's very true. There are even women who owned their own land. There are stories of men marrying women because they couldn't own their own land then, marrying the women so they could have that land. And they gave them the land because they couldn't own their own land. Yeah, it's just a lot of things that people like to rewrite out of history that, you know, oh no, women were always, even in the West, we're always in the kitchen. But again, that couldn't have been a case. If there was a ranch, you know, cattle that needed to be taken care of, cows, a farm, there's no way the woman was just inside cleaning dishes and making the dinner. There's no way. They also needed to help with the farm work. It just needed to be done. What story? Oh, my belt buckle? Glad I scrolled up. It's Northern Pacific Railroad. Northern Pacific Railroad. My good old friend Jason O'Day gave it to me. I am not married. It's a cool one. I've got a few belt buckles. I've got a rail car. It's like a caboose. And then I've got one with like a little, I don't know, it's like a little stone in it. A slab of like a rock or something. Nothing fancy, just like some kind of rock. Somebody found down the side of the road. And they knew that I liked belt buckles. And so they gave it to me. They're like, hey, I found this. You can have it. And then I have 2 normal ones. And then one that came with this one. Or the other belt that I have. And it's just like a scenery with a cow. And a little barn on the distance. It's cute. Ooh, I love those. I gave my lovely boyfriend a really cool engineer hat. Actually, it's right over here. A long time ago, this guy decided to dye it black. It looked cool. I loved it so much. And then he said, no, I want to dye it black. So it looks different. I want to get another one. It didn't fit my head, so I didn't really care. And I was like, you do whatever you want. You wanna dye it, go ahead. I wouldn't dye mine. But it looks pretty cool. I think I got it for like $5. Ooh, that's cool. I think the shirt's from the 50s. I'd have to look back on the receipt, that one. That's the word. But I'm pretty sure that this is a 50s shirt too. Pretty sure that the person I got it from said it was their mother's shirt, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I like 50s music, or 50s. I like 40s music. I like anything past then, 30s, 20s, 1820s, you know, all that stuff. I also don't hate disco and stuff. It's just not something that I'm going to be jamming to. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that that's like, oh, you hate bright colors and disco stuff. It's like, nah, I love people who enjoy that stuff. I don't hate it. It's just not it's not what I'm gravitated to when it comes to vintage stuff, per se, you know? Oh yeah, he had a really cool hat. I liked his. I'm doing alright. How about yourself? There's this one, what is it, Boxcar Willie. He has some cool hats, too. Oh yeah, I love Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins. My mom loves NASCAR, and I was talking to her about country musicians yesterday, and I was like, I'm not big into, like, electronic country music, more than I am, like, acoustic country music, and I was like, with that being said, that doesn't mean I don't like it. I listen to Marty Robbins, and, you know, so many other musicians that do electronic, like, country music, and my mom says, who's Marty Robbins? And I was like, Mom! I was like, there's no way you don't know who Marty Robbins is. I was like, he loved NASCAR racing. He didn't do it to win races, but he thought it was fun, and so he would do NASCAR racing. And she's like, no, I don't know who that is. And I was like, he did Big Iron? She's like, no, I don't know who that is. And I was like, you don't know who Marty Robbins is? I was shocked. I was shocked, you know? Marty Robbins is a very popular country musician. He's playing right now, actually. Oh god, my fan. Hopefully it's cooled down. Okay, it has. Good. The Hanging Me Tonight is one of the ones playing right now. But yeah, he was in the 60s and 50s. I think in the 40s too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was in the 40s. I know he's in the 50s and 60s. Into the 70s, he was playing music. I'm from Colorado. But yeah, he's a great musician. I definitely recommend looking him up. Definitely like a cowboy, more persona one. But like so is Hank Williams. A lot of country musicians we listen to, even from back in the day, we think of, oh, this was an actual cowboy. A lot of them were also doing cosplay country. They weren't actually wrangling cattle and stuff like that. But just putting on more of a persona and playing music, you know. And it's really funny to think that a lot of us think, oh, Marty Robbins was doing some cattle ranching, you know. I'm sure he did, but it wasn't like his identity. They didn't pull him off from a ranch, you know what I mean? They didn't pull Marty from a ranch out in the West by any means, especially because he was in the 50s. In the 60s. Most of the cattle ranching and cowboy stuff was definitely going down the hill then. Where did my fan go? Oh dear. I don't know what we're gonna do. Did Les move? Looks like he moved. I don't know where he moved to. Did he move to the other side? Probably. Ooh. Oh, Abby, I have to tell someone told me about a vitamin they took that helped with their psoriasis. I'm gonna ask them more about it. I only do jobs that are under the table jobs. So it's gotta be a job that's not like, I need your resume and blah, blah, blah. So if you do have something that's not, like it's like manual labor stuff that's not, you know, we need your resume for this and that and that and this. Yeah, I could, feel free to contact me on here. I also can't be something that's taking up my whole life, like my whole days, because I am an artist. I have a business to run as well, you know. Yeah, I usually can't do bars and like stuff like that because, well, one, I don't have an ID. I'm gonna get my ID again in Kansas. I didn't want to do it here in Colorado because take a million years to get the ID here, so I'm gonna do that in Kansas. But yeah, I mostly do like under the table jobs, not, you know, I want your this and that because I travel, so I don't really do those jobs. I also have a dog that I need to watch and take care of, so, and my boyfriend has a job too, as well. I actually haven't had Amish pizza. I was in Pennsylvania. I was in Minnesota last summer, and we met a few Amish people up there, and I had a friend who would come by our friend's property. Our friends had just gotten property, and we were helping them build and take down some stuff, and he'd come by and drop off food every now and then, and he'd drop off some food from the Amish stores. It was really nice. No, I do not do WhatsApp. That's a sketchy app. I don't trust that app. No, I'm not Amish because, you know, I'm in a van and I'm also wearing this. An Amish person couldn't wear any of this. They have to wear a bonnet. This is a band on my hair, not a bonnet. And could not wear this t-shirt. Gotta wear solid colors. They can have phones, but it's mostly to contact people. So, like, I have to contact someone because I'm selling so-and-so or their store or something like that. It's not like they don't use it to scroll and stuff like that. So, not technically, no, they're not really supposed to have phones, but they, you know, for reasons of, you know, our country being very technology based now, some of them have to be able to keep in contact with their businesses and stuff like that. Some of them have vehicles to transport them down the highways because their buggies can't go down the highways, but other than that, no modern technology and stuff like that. The only reason why I know so much about Amish is because people cannot stop asking me if I am Amish, because a lot of people don't know anything about vintage clothing or Amish people. I know, right? You know, some of like that person who just commented, some of it is just troll comments, which is not fun for me because I want to be kind and nice to people and like answer people's questions, and so like you'll hear me go over real quick what my face tattoo is, how I'm not Amish and stuff. That's because there are people who are genuinely asking that question. I don't want to be mean and be like, what do you think? What do you think an Amish person looks like? You know what I mean? Although I have done that before, because eventually it does get on my nerves. But yeah, I want to answer people who have genuine questions for me, but then it blurs the line between like saying, is this person just saying that because they think they're funny? You know? Oh, old-fashioned clothing. I'm just gonna say she's Amish, you know? So it's like this line where it's like, I can't tell if this person's genuinely asking me a question or just being a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? I do not look Amish, and if you knew anything what an Amish lady looks like, you would definitely not say that. With all due respect, it's not a legit question actually, because if you knew anything about Amish people, you wouldn't ask that question. There are people who legitly ask that question, and again, I just got done talking about what Amish people do, so yeah, we're done with that. We're done with that question. All due respect, I'm also not going to do the tattoo one either. I literally just got done saying how people ask me about my tattoo and my if I'm Amish a bunch. I have a lot of other questions you guys can ask me, like, I don't know, artwork, traveling. I travel in a van. I hitchhiked and hopped trains, and I still do that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of interesting questions we can ask. Me being Amish, that I am not, and my tattoo on my face, you know. Sorry, I get asked it a lot, just not wanting to really go down that anymore. Or I will literally be parroting it over and over again, and anybody who's been in the live stream for the whole time is just gonna hear me talking about my tattoo in Amish the whole time, and I don't want to do that. So yeah. Yeah, I'll show you some artwork. What's it like riding a train? It's loud. Very loud. Yeah, we gotta get monetized first. I'm ever scared? I'm sure I've felt fear on a freight train, or scared, but not majority. I mean, I'm a human being. We all have fear in our little bones, you know? So I'm sure, but majority, no, not really. Maybe if the train's going a little fast and they don't know we're on there and it's rattling a little fast, I might be like, damn, dude, slow down, you know? Or if I just pass by a derailment, it might give me a little bit butterflies in my stomach seeing it. But other than that, not really, you know? I'll just flip through these real quick. I don't really, so my mom lives in Colorado, and so whenever I come to Colorado, sorry, I'm doing the Christmas paintings. Whenever God damn it, going the wrong way again. Whenever I come to Colorado, I visit my mom, and so I stay at their place. I don't really find overnight parking in Colorado. Our van can't really make it up the mountains and stuff in Colorado, particularly. But yeah, that's some of my watercolor. A little ghost one. But I have more. If you want to go to my link tree in my bio, you can see some more little paintings. But yeah, I have heard definitely that it is a struggle to find parking over here. I don't spend a lot of time in Colorado because I am from here. So I come visit my family and then I usually leave. December, I spent most of December in Colorado because I was visiting my mom for the holidays. It had been a really long time since I'd seen her for Christmas. And we dipped down to Texas and New Mexico, and we spent a good amount of time in Texas and New Mexico so that we could come back up here in April so my boyfriend could do his shows at the end of April. He's got 2 in Colorado and then 2 at the beginning of May. So we're going to be bouncing around here a little bit. Can you show you the van? I can show you the van. Y'all want to see it? Who wants to see the van? You said you wanted to see my hair too, out of the hairnet. I'm not going to get it out of the hairnet. I'm sorry. I cannot do that. I'd have to put it back in the hairnet, and I don't want to do that. It's in one place right now, not in my face, so we're gonna keep it there. But I will show the van. I don't block haters. There will always be a hater online. And my mod knows that. We don't block haters. There will always be a hater. There'll be another hater to fill their place. We get rid of heinous bad people, but at the end of the day, haters are just gonna boost your algorithm and put you on the For You pages more. So, that don't bother me, you know. At the end of the day, for the most part, it affects their lives, not mine. I'm still gonna be traveling around the United States creating my art, whether they're here or not, you know. How long is my hair? It is not long anymore, and it was almost down to my rear end about a month ago, but I cut it. It's about down to my, tripped over my camera stand. It's about down to my collarbone now, since I cut it. We were in New Mexico. We just left. We just got back to Colorado about a week ago. What are you doing? This is underneath the bed. I'm hoping to put a kennel under here eventually. We're going to raise up the legs about 2 inches and then put a kennel under here in due time, you know. I only put my red lipstick on when I am doing pinup. I don't just wear it whenever. It's not charging anymore. Oh, it's overheating again. Woohoo! We're overheating again. Put this on here. I need to go find the fan. Get flung around somewhere. Bathroom, gas stations, Walmarts, public bathrooms, and outside in the wilderness. A hole in the ground. We also don't have solar panels. We don't have a generator or nothing like that. A lot of people assume that we do, but we do not. No air conditioner. Nothing like that. Just a cozy little van. There's 2 cozy little hobos. Les, yeah, he's working right now. He's doing some music. He sells albums. He's a musician, so he sells albums, records his albums, and he also busks on the street for tips, and then he does artwork, and he also does shows around the United States as well. I'm not typically a hippie, but you know, they can be cool. Oh, it's like 80 today. It's getting a little toasty for sure.
It's about to be 87.
Yeah, organizing is very important for sure. He does have a new album out.
Yeah.
He does. On Bandcamp, RailcarRosieart, Bandcamp, Les Blackwell. Right? It's Les Blackwell?
Yep.
Bandcamp? Les Blackwell, Bandcamp. You want to go check it out. He plays the banjo. I am a hobo, yes. I have different changes in clothes, but as long as I'm not smelling a hosiery, like very badly smelly sweat, I don't care.
Does he like them?
Yeah. They have sweet potato on the inside. He ate it.
Huh. I'm gonna go get some stuff from Dollar Tree. I'll be back.
Okay, I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I'll see you in like an hour or 2. See you then.